Yeah, that's all we got to do. And
why is white-listed good and black-listed bad? I think that in our post-racial society...
Post-racial society? Wait, when did this happen?
Thursday.
I think he's living in the zombie apocalypse still.
We're still in the zombie apocalypse.
From
last week. Yes. He's just like moving on past everything that's going on now. We're looking into the future, into the zombie apocalypse. Where none of your where none of this stuff matters because we're just trying to stay alive.
Yes, I don't care if you're black or white or Asian. I just care if you're not dead.
Wasn't that a song with Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney?
It doesn't matter if you're black, white, or dead or eating me.
That's the one. That's it exactly. Yes. That is the song from Michael Jackson circa 1980. I don't know. What? Maybe?
Yes,
I don't know.
I'm so into
Introduce us.
All right. Greetings. Welcome to Dot Geek, where we discuss the weekly geekiest news. I am Danny Danger.
I'm Mark Gardner.
I am Josh Rubin.
Hey. Yes, you are Josh Rubin.
Welcome. So we're still running off a little bit of the news from San Diego Comic-Con this week. So bear with us. But
why bear with us? It's news. Who cares if it's like a couple of days
There's
old?
so much news from San Diego Comic-Con. I almost feel like the only way to accomplish covering all of it would be this is our 4-hour show. I hope you're comfortable.
I'm over it.
No potty breaks.
DragonCon doesn't get this kind of love.
Yeah, you're right.
RTX is right around the corner. That's right. I'm putting RTX on the same level as Comic-Con.
Whoa,
I could do a 4-hour show on RTX.
Could you?
Oh yeah, just on Ruby alone,
Yeah, well, come on.
Just on Ruby alone.
I love Ruby, but can you do a 4-hour show just about Ruby news that came out at RTX?
Yes, absolutely. You don't know me.
I still haven't actually watched Ruby, but I was a huge Red versus Blue fan from back in the Real Player and Windows Media Player.
Oh, wow.
I need to get into Red versus Blue. I almost started it this morning.
I knows it.
Red versus Blue?
Yeah, I almost started it this morning. I think I might wait till tonight.
All right, anyway, we should talk about
stuff.
Yes. All right.
Stuff.
Focusing, bringing it in. So one of the things that I really wanted to talk about that happened at San Diego Comic-Con this weekend was Conan did an interview with the cast of X-Men Upcoming Apocalypse.
Conan the Barbarian did an interview with...
Yes!
What?
No.
That sounds amazing. When did that happen?
No, this Conan.
Oh, Conan O'Brien.
Not barbaric
Conan O'Brien, not
Canadian
Conan the Barbarian. Got it.
So,
okay.
and the immediate topic of conversation was Olivia Munn, and we talked a couple weeks ago about her releasing all of this footage of her training to be Psylocke, learning how to sword fight, and we're like, whoa, this chick is really badass. This character's gonna be badass. It's a character that I love. And Conan was really quick to, boil it down and just really water it down to, what are you wearing? And the whole conversation was atrocious and uncomfortable from beginning to end. And I would like to talk about it.
Yeah, I figured you would. And I have to say that interview was super awkward. Just watching that interview, if you watch the clip is on Conan's site. If you watch the clip, it's super awkward. Why? And I get it.
Because it's Conan. Have you ever watched an episode of Conan before? He is super awkward.
No,
I've never found him to be a particularly good or compelling interviewer.
I have, but coming from someone who's awkward adorable, it's possible. It can be done. If you can't do it, bye, Felipe.
Oh, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Danny Danger has just called for Conan O'Brien's firing from TNT.
Say that.
It happened right here.
Maybe you should not be allowed to interview any more actresses.
That is his shtick. He really does play this really awkward around pretty girl thing every time he interviews.
That's really original. We've never seen that before. I'm kind of over it
myself. I'd like to see something a little more original. Now, I'm saying that and.
Yeah, but I don't you want to see Conan being ultra smooth and hitting on Olivia Munn?
No. Just talk to her.
Just
have
a
conversation.
Like a person.
Like a person. Yes.
No.
You don't think that would work? That wouldn't fly?
Doing is a job
just because she's
respect.
done some Sorkin doesn't mean that she's suddenly an intellectual.
I bet she's more of an intellectual than saying I had to lube up to get in my costume.
The part of this interview that broke my heart wasn't necessarily Conan's part, though. It was the way. So first of all, it's one of her male co-stars who feels the need to bring this up immediately as soon as they start talking about what she's going to be wearing. He's like, oh, and you have to put on lube because that's nothing weird or that's nothing that would embarrass you in front of a giant crowd of people. But then moving on to her reaction is what broke my heart because she's like, oh, it's just like the original Psylocke costume, except I don't have enough TNA to fill it. If I live in a world where Olivia Munn feels like she needs to apologize for her body, I might as well just jump off a cliff right now. I'm never going to eat ever again. I'm never going to eat ever again. Like, what the fuck?
I mean,
what is wrong with this world?
I mean,
stop eating. That's fine.
Don't stop
No,
eating.
I'm not stopping eating.
I honestly,
I'm such a huge fan.
I get where you're coming from, but I actually think you're taking this too seriously. First of all, Olivia Munn has full-on, Leia bikini stuff, so she's obviously not embarrassed by things like having to lube up to put up your costume. And to be honest with you, if any part of your outfit, and they're talking about your outfit, involves you having to put lube on to put on your outfit, that is relevant, especially if you're on a comedy show.
It is, and I get that. What's more concerning about the lube part isn't the fact that they brought it up. It was more concerning that they're putting Psylocke in the original costume, and she's been doing all this practicing, learning how to sword fight, and they're going to put her in latex. I don't know if you've ever worn latex. It's not really movable. The function of latex is not to provide you with any space to move around. That's not what latex is for, or what it does.
Dishes?
And so I'm just like, yes, dishes. And that will be Psylocke throughout the whole
Just
movie.
washing
It's just
dishes,
washing
the
dishes.
entire thing. I think ultimately it boils down to this. We're talking about the costume that she's in, and that was a big part of the interview that she did. But we're not talking about the fact that she releases this thing where she's flipping around swords, and she's training, and she's doing all this stuff for a superhero.
That's because that came out a week before.
It doesn't matter. It feels really degrading. It feels really
when Conan asks Captain America how much he works out to get his butt to look like that, then maybe we've got parody. But until then, it's
not a conversation that male co-stars like to have. And it's really funny or it's not a conversation that male actors are made to have very often, especially in superhero flicks. And I find this really interesting. I actually found a graphic of Jennifer Lawrence's quote when people ask her all the time, like, what is she wearing? She's like, what do you mean? What am I wearing? And I found this particularly relevant because she plays Mystique in this particular franchise. Like, Psylocke's current costume in the comics is incredible. It looks great. It's fierce. She looks awesome. She looks like someone, if I were a villain and I was like walking up on the X-Men, I would be like, oh, I take her seriously because she's not about to try and fight me in a swimsuit.
I mean, realistic.
Like, we have a graphic of some fan art of the current costume that I think would just look incredible in the movie.
Yeah, it's in there.
Yeah, it should be like the fourth image, I think, or the third or fourth image.
I mean, the thing that really gets me is
This
if they're going with the quote-unquote classic Psylocke, this movie just seems like it's going to be some weird 90s knockoff superhero thing, because that costume is not relevant today. This costume is not relevant today.
No, it's also a cheap Elektra knockoff.
I was actually thinking Elektra is that
it's
too.
Just purple Elektra outfit.
Yeah, it's purple Elektra. That's all it is. And it's just, we can do better. We can clearly do better.
Yeah, we can absolutely. And what bothers me, that's so much better. And what bothers me is that before this, the movies X-Men Days of Future Past did better. Like, what the fuck is with the tonal change?
Could she also have lied? Like, could she also have just been making a joke and she's not actually wearing that outfit
She's
just trying to be funny?
Could.
Is that possible?
Possible.
She wanted to make self-deprecating humor about not having, comic book boobs?
I'm not really into the whole self-deprecating humor. I think that Hollywood is hard enough on women. Please, maybe don't.
That's my only kind of humor is self-deprecating. I don't have anything else.
No, it's not that. I just like her apologizing for not having enough TNA and holding herself up to a female superhero standard. I mean,
agree with you there. That's
comics,
crazy. That really is crazy.
That's unreasonable. As a person who paid money to have a breast reduction, Olivia Munn, I don't think you quite know the pain in the ass that you're asking for. It's not fun. I paid money to have some of mine lobbed off. I think you think that it's going to be a lot cooler to have bigger boobs than it actually really is in real life.
I don't think she thinks so. I think that she's working under the assumption that comic book people think she has to have that.
Yes, and I do agree. That's ridiculous. Women don't look like that. That's not the science of the female body.
That's not the way it works.
And it's the whole situation was really frustrating. Out of all of the things that I would have liked to have heard her talk about with her upcoming Psylocke role, none of those things I gave a shit about, and actually most of them were frustrating. However, I did find the whole lubing up to get into your costume kind of funny, because I did used to work at a sex shop, and if you would like good lube recommendations for latex, I've got you covered.
Dot Geek, brought to you by, I don't know who.
Wet Platinum.
Brought to you by Wet Platinum. You're welcome.
That would be the best sponsor ever.
I think you'd be much happier if it was a sheepskin costume or if she was going bareback.
With,
That's just
She's
basically
not
that's
denying
just basically
that.
naked Psylocke the entire time.
Danny say, well, I mean, that's how they went for Mystique, and Jennifer Lawrence pulled it off, in the most like wonderful way possible.
yeah, but Mystique
so.
naked's not.
No, but Mystique is like that's how her
Yeah,
character
that's-
is.
Yeah,
all
no,
the
it's
time.
body paint naked, which
Yeah.
is fake
Yeah.
naked.
that's
yeah,
fake naked.
it's
That's
fake
not real
naked.
naked.
Faked?
Fake it.
Fake it.
Fake it.
Fake it.
All right.
Next, moving on.
So-
Enough.
So in a more uplifting Marvel perspective, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. versus Peggy Carter Dubsmash battle is the light of my life.
I love this so much.
Coulson.
They had an entire thing during San Diego Comic-Con. Pretty much Haley Atwell from Peggy Carter and Chloe Bennett from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. were doing dub smashes back and forth with each other, and it just kept ramping up and ramping up and ramping up to the point that it was great because Haley Atwell actually pulled up, little known fact, Chloe Bennett used to be a pop star in China. What? That's a thing. They pulled up one of her songs and did a dub smash of it. And their response, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. response, was this huge thing with the entire cast culminating
In a Holiday Inn banquet hall.
Peggy Carter. Agent Coulson as Peggy Carter. It was amazing.
First of all, he looks like French Stewart.
A little bit,
Agent-
a little
like,
bit,
he
yeah.
Looks like he looks like French Stewart
Yep,
right there.
a little bit. I'll give you that.
I
But
think it's just lipstick. I think the lipstick.
Apparently, all it takes to look like French Stewart
Is
is
lipstick.
lipstick and squinting your eyes a little bit.
that's it. That's it.
That's the French Stewart.
But ultimately, this was hysterical. And if you watch this as Comic-Con was going on, it was a lot of fun. And I loved Haley Atwell's response to this, where actually she just stopped like lip dubbing. She was just like eating a cookie while the music was playing. She's like, I lost. I don't care. I love this. I kind of want to start doing Dub Smash now because of this.
I
This is
kind
the
of
best
do
marketing
too.
for Dub Smash ever.
Yeah, I kind of do. It almost kind of makes me wonder if they've got some kind of deal, and if they don't, they probably should. Like,
Probably should, yeah.
like a week ago.
Yeah, right. Maybe we should start Dub Smashing before the show. Should
Oh
we
my
do that?
God.
We're
What do you
barely
guys
making air as
think?
is.
Whatever. Whatever.
I got enough stuff to do.
Whatever.
Don't pile on people.
Oh, delegate.
Delegate.
What am I talking about? I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, check this stuff out. There's a lot of places you can find all these dubs that are out there. And check out Dubsmash. It's kind of blowing up right now. Everybody's doing this thing. I'm seeing it all over my Facebook feed. It's all over everything right
Yeah.
now. So check out
It's the
Dubsmash.
flavor of the week.
It is. Do you not think Dubsmash is going to last?
Don't care.
End of
I
story.
don't
Just don't
I don't
care.
have a problem with dub. I
I feel
Do
like we
not
should
give a
have a
sh-
little bell that we ring every time you say "don't care,"
don't care.
Bing.
and we just have like a "don't care" count.
Don't care.
Bing. Don't care.
Don't care
Bing.
count.
We can get a bell.
Josh doesn't care about
Bing.
6 out of 7 of these stories.
Well,
we'll
honestly-
we'll just like publish stats.
That's kind of me, too. I don't know.
Well,
I'm just grumpy today.
Yeah.
You
I'm not
two-
really grumpy. What are you
two are
talking
spending
about?
too much time together. I need to separate
yeah,
the two
no
of you.
kidding.
You're
Are we talking
having-
any VidCon?
No, we haven't talked any VidCon.
We
at
really
all.
should
We
talk
about
VidCon for a
VidCon.
variety of reasons, not the least of which you're actually going.
I'm actually going. I'm going to be at VidCon next week. I'm on staff at VidCon. Been on staff and a guest for VidCon for the past 4 years, something like that. Yeah, so I'll be leaving next week. I won't be here Wednesday for the show. I do this a lot.
Stop hitting the
I
goddamn
will
desk.
stop
There's
hitting
a microphone on the desk.
table.
Stop hitting the desk.
My bad. I'm sorry
It's okay.
to the internet audience. What was I talking about, VidCon?
Yes.
Yes. So I'm going to be flying out to VidCon next week, and I think I'll be dialing in for the show. I won't be here, but unless something changes, I'll be dialing in for
Are
the
we
show.
gonna do
I don't know.
anything
Josh is
without
like,
you?
are you dialing in? I don't know. Maybe.
We can figure that out. I mean, I would like a word from VidCon. I think it would be actually useful to have you there. We're also going to be doing some stages on Fire Talk. We're going to
Yes.
be doing some live interviews from VidCon on Fire Talk from the Fire Talk stage. It'll be Ray Vada from the Daily Dot and Greg Seals from the Daily Dot and Mark Gardner, ladies and gentlemen.
What? Me?
Yeah,
No.
baby.
How is that happening?
This guy.
one of
This
those
fucking
guys.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll double time it. I'll be working VidCon, and then I will run downstairs to the stage.
What is VidCon, by the way?
For those of you who don't know, VidCon is the largest conference devoted to online video, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Twitch, whatever. Most of the stuff, honestly, is YouTube, and YouTube has been a big sponsor for the past several years, but they are kind of expanding into the other things. And there's one of the consistent messages at VidCon is how many different platforms there are, so it's really growing. But if you are interested in online video at all, you should look into VidCon. Between professional track that talks all about the business of being an online video to the community track where if you're a fan of people, you can go to panels and signings. It is an amazing experience. And if you're involved in online video at all, you should go just to experience it. Because the
Before
image,
it gets all commercialized and is over.
Oh, yeah. I don't think it's ever going to get too commercialized just because Hank and John are involved. This is Hank and John Green did this. And just knowing Hank and John like I do, I don't think they're going to let this get super commercialized. That kind of goes against the whole spirit of the con. It's getting big, don't get me wrong, but the image of seeing all of these fans just going crazy for YouTube celebrities, they go more insane over Hannah Hart and Grace Helbig than they would over, I don't know, Scarlett Johansson.
I feel like there's I think we had talked about this at one point. We need to do some kind of segment where we just like interview the parents of the YouTube stars and ask them if they recognize anybody there.
Then they don't.
No, it's like the freaking Nickelodeon Teen Choice Awards. I mean, nobody over the age of 30 has any idea who half of these people are.
That's true. But these people, I mean, the youth demographic locked in and they are loyal.
Is there like an award for like best Minecraft structure?
No. That's RTX.
Yeah, that is RTX. That's
Yeah,
true.
no, that's not really
God,
VidCon.
and I would
VidCon's
really
more.
like to see all of the entrants for that contest. Can I
Apparently,
just
there's
throw
an
that out there?
amazing
Best
Westeros.
gratuitous use of the word fuck in a podcast.
Can we compete for that?
We could totally do that.
That's a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy reference. Has nobody gotten that? Internet, did you get the Hitchhiker? No.
I missed it. I've read it. I saw the movie. Don't know the reference. Sorry, Josh. How did we get off on this?
I don't know.
VidCon. VidCon. Yes, so I'll be there next week. Watch us on the Fire Talk stage and all the things like that Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on Fire Talk, which is a new thing that I just recently saw coming out. So I'm excited to see what it's all about. I'm excited about Fire Talk.
Okay, all right.
fun.
Next topic.
Moving on.
So, the Fantastic Four trailer. You guys, we have about like 2 weeks until Fantastic Four comes out.
Don't care.
I care so much.
How do you
Stop
not
with the
care about
caring.
this?
I've always found the Fantastic Four to be completely
Me too.
worthless.
Oh, well, yeah,
Me
so
too.
have I. Yeah,
which is
that's
why I
absolutely.
actually am really excited about this.
Fire Guy, Invisible Chick, Rubber Dude, and Rock Guy.
So I'm actually really excited about this trailer because in the past I have you could hold all of the shits I give about Fantastic Four in my hands and they slip through my fingers. I don't care. But that having been said, I care about this. The first trailer was really good. The second trailer was even better. I guess you said that there were some people who were not pleased with this.
Oh, yeah, I saw a lot of comments where people were like, oh, that's stupid.
Never read the comments.
Well, I got to read the comments. That's part of the gig. If you're online, you got to read some of the comments.
No, I know. I get it. But I'm actually really, really excited. If for no reason other than Kate Mara.
She looks great in this.
So
Yeah,
I think
she
she's
looks
going
amazing.
to be wonderful. I think she'll be the only Sue Storm that I've ever seen that I like. Which, if there's any character on the team that I'm going to like, it's Sue Storm. Although I do have a thing. I do like the Thing. I think the Thing is really funny, but mostly because I like to read about him fighting the Hulk in several different instances.
I'm going to have a hard time not thinking of Michael Chiklis on this, though. Because every time I think of the Thing, I think of Michael Chiklis.
Those movies were terrible, but I really kind of liked Michael Chiklis.
He
as the Thing.
wasn't
He
bad.
did a good thing.
Yeah, he could do the Thing.
He did a good thing.
He did
Yeah,
the thing.
he was probably the only person in those movies that I was like, oh, okay, I can live with that. And you know,
You
it's
just
awesome.
found Chris Evans as Johnny Storm just a little too rapey.
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
yeah.
He's
Ooh.
super predatory, just really gross, uncomfortable. This whole lovable predatory guy trope needs to go the fuck away. Seriously, way to give me the heebie-jeebies. And I love Chris Evans. I would watch him butter toast for 2 hours on a big screen. But I mean, for a while there, he was getting typecast in these comic book movies where he just plays super predatory guy, and I'm just not into it. Way to take something beautiful and just shit on it, world.
That's right.
Did they-
Take the best looking man
Ruin
out there.
everything,
Is she,
Hollywood.
is she a legit blonde, or did they take away the job from a real blonde and dye a brunette like they did last time?
I think we'll be okay, but no, I do not think
cares?
she's a real blonde. But who cares?
Who's,
She's
also,
Kate Mara.
and what about Doom? Because Doom in the last one was terrible.
Oh, he's terrible.
Horrible.
He looks menacing in this.
Yeah,
I thought he looked really
and you
menacing in
don't
this.
get a lot of Doom, which to me is a promising sign.
A dash of Doom.
Yeah, just enough Doom so you know there's going to be Doom, but not so much Doom that they're like, look at this scary, intimidating bat. No, just saying Dr. Doom should instill fear in people. That, just one brief image, that's all you need to be like, oh shit, I know who the villain is. Holy crap.
A dash of Doom will do you.
A dash of
dash
Doom
will
will
do
do ya. For real. That's how I feel. And I do have to say that Michael B. Jordan has 2 lines in this whole trailer, and I'm already sold on Human Torch.
Oh, he's so good in that role.
I think
just from the
after-
trailer, he looks great in this role.
I think after this movie is over, he is going to be the Johnny Storm that people think of. I really hope that's.
So you think we're going to be past all the crap where people are complaining about him?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm really hoping so.
The chat room would like to know if we could give the thing pants again.
Yeah. Sure. Why
I mean,
not?
I guess.
If you can give Fing Fang Foom giant purple pants, you can give the thing.
I tell you what. When Psylocke gets pants, the thing can have pants.
I think that's fair. I think that's very fair.
It's only fair.
I'm just trying to figure out how you're going to make those pants work, because the thing in this, it's not like this.
Pants work.
This isn't a smooth stone Michael Chiklis thing. This is like the rubbly stone. What kind of pants? He's going to be wearing Bermuda
smooth stone Michael Chiklis thing again.
Smooth stone Michael Chiklis.
Hey.
Smooth stone Michael Chiklis. Bam.
Coming to department stores this fall.
I mean, this thing would have to be wearing Bermuda shorts. It's just going to have to be this baggy thing that he's going to work out with
just
something.
like cargo pants or something. I mean, even though he's the thing, he could use some pockets.
He could use. It's true. Yes, he could use some pockets. That's
totally.
fair. That's fair.
Where does the
Everyone
thing
needs
keep his
pockets.
stuff?
Nowhere. He just has to leave it in the plane when he jumps out and destroys cars, which was in the trailer. Apparently.
So you've got cargo pants or a purse. I'm in favor of one or the other or both.
Thing purse.
A thing purse.
Yeah.
It would be more like a messenger bag. He could throw it over his shoulder.
No, I think the thing would be secure enough in his sexuality to call it what it really is.
I want to see the thing in a fanny pack.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
And the first
Thing in a
person who
fanny
insults
pack.
his fanny pack, can you imagine?
If they did
Unholy
not
terror.
put that into the movie at some point, where he's like saying, "I need pockets," so here's a fanny pack. If they didn't put that in there, I am disappointed.
Oh,
with
so
you
wait,
writers.
here's the thing that I'm noticing. Apparently, it looks like Sue Storm's going to go blonde after the event, because if you see like Sue Storm, it looks like, and maybe it's just the lighting.
Oh, they're
but
not doing
when
the
she's-
bullshit Japanese DBZ thing where you power up and go
no.
blonde.
I don't know, but in an earlier scene, she's got her hair in a ponytail. She's talking to Reed before they go up into space, and her hair's like brunette red.
Are you
like
sure?
her
And they didn't
natural
go into
color.
space.
I'm guessing. I think
It's a new origin story, remember that.
it's
No,
just
I mean I get
lighting.
it's a new origin story, but whatever
lighting.
the event that happens,
I'm gonna see I'm gonna say it's lighting until proven differently.
Yeah, right, I
because
agree.
to go from brunette to blonde as a power up
That's,
is like
stop.
unless you're freaking
redhead's a power up. Everything else, fuck the world.
Gohan.
Goku.
Maybe I'm
Gohan.
biased.
Is that what his name? Like Goku.
There's Goku.
or-
There's Gohan. There's
Gohan.
Vegeta. It's a whole thing. All right, next topic.
All right. So
Which really should have been after the conversation about Olivia Munn.
Probably
so I don't know
so,
who's
yeah.
stacking the show, but we need
I'm
to talk
sorry.
about this.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. I will just fail at putting the newsreel together. But the real question here is Slave Leia an appropriate toy for the children's toy aisle?
Yes.
Yes.
So
Yes.
When you have to teach your child about BDSM at some point. How do you
What
want
better
them to,
time?
Do you want them
keep
to
your child
learn?
from asking uncomfortable questions?
Do you want your child
Here's
to learn
the
about
answer.
BDSM from their friends at school? Who knows
No.
where they found out about it?
No.
I want them to learn about it from the toy aisle.
That's
when
right.
they ask me, "Mommy, why is she chained and in leather?" We can answer
Well,
that.
So
some people.
I kind of feel both ways on this, because on the one hand, I'm sorry. I apparently don't have any feelings about it. I'm just choking.
You choked up?
Getting choked up.
I am getting choked up.
Too much midriff?
No, I do. I feel. I know. I can't. I can't.
Too
you
much
guys.
midriff on
Can't
the
you guys?
Slave Leia.
Yeah, like 30 years later, still. So on the one hand, I don't feel like, I mean, the same argument could be made for swimsuit Barbie. Like, I'm over body shaming. I'm over everybody being like, oh, she's not wearing enough clothes, so let's say it's bad. No, I live in Texas. In the summertime, it's like 102 degrees. Sometimes you just gotta go out wearing a crop top. Like sometimes you just
I do it all the time.
want to show some midriff. I mean,
Just,
it's a belly button. Get
Belly.
over it.
put on the crop top,
and-
let the
and-
fur hang.
Now, the flip side of that, out of all the Leias in the world that I would want my child to admire and play with and create fantasy scenarios with, this is not the one. This is not Leia at her most badass. This is not Leia at her edgiest. This is not Leia at her
Yeah.
coolest. If it came with an attachable dead Jabba, this would be an entirely different conversation.
then
I'd
she's
be
powerful.
like, yeah,
Sure.
get it. I want to buy that for me, my kids. I don't
Look,
have kids. I want to buy this for me.
It's slave Leia. So basically, it's slave Leia with giant dead slug monster.
Yeah.
Pretty much, that's it. That's her empowering moment when she was dressed as Slave Leia, so why not celebrate it? I agree with you that of all the Leias that exist, this is the worst possible Leia that we should put in a toy aisle. But is it inappropriate for the toy aisle? No, I don't see anything inappropriate about this. Is it poor choice? Yes.
There's only two iconic Leia shots. It's Virgin Whore. It's first movie Leia dressed all in white with her bun ears, or it's sex slave Leia. Like those are the two iconic Leias.
And that in and of itself is problematic enough. you know, the whole virgin whore thing is really problematic. I'm over it now. I mean, we consider what time period this came from.
And the fact that it's all based on Campbell, Hero of a Thousand Faces nonsense. I mean, yeah, of course.
It doesn't excuse it, but it definitely puts it into context. I do think, speaking of putting it into context, Carrie Fisher's tweet in response to it was really thought-provoking. Because, you know, you think it's bad enough walking, or you may think it's bad walking down the toy aisle and having your daughter see this. Imagine how she felt putting on the costume and actually being in chains. Like, that's...
Yeah, maybe she didn't like it 40 years ago. It appears that she was like, hey, I'm not really a fan of this 40 years ago, but nobody complained then. People are complaining now. And the thing that gets me is the complaint really is, it's not about whether it's a slave, it's that it looks too scantily clad to be in a toy
and
aisle.
I take
and
more
that's
issues
ridiculous.
with the fact that it's a slave Leia.
I take issue with people being outraged about it 40 years ago. It was the 70s. That was a disgusting decade.
That was, yeah.
Any idea what my parents were up to in the 70s?
Very dirty decade.
They need to Purell that entire 10-year period of time. It's nothing but Coke and...
all right.
And stuff.
But I do think
carpeting.
It's an interesting conversation. It's kind of frustrating because I feel like when they wrote this article, they chose it's
but
like...
this was the only guy complaining. They didn't choose somebody to go out here. There was a guy that complained about it and made a stink, so they wrote an article about it. There's some guy that made a complaint. That's it.
And that's fair, but I don't think they even went out of their way to find any sort of an educated view or scope on this. They were like,
Why would they? It's
hey,
an uneducated statement.
We're doing a story on tornadoes. Let's find the redneckiest, backwoodsiest dude to ask about tornadoes.
Josh.
It's the same thing.
I will say, as the one guy here who has covered multiple tornadoes, you do have a checklist. It's the like literally you walk into the tornado and say, okay, I need somebody saying it sounded like a freight train.
Okay.
I need someone outside of their trailer that is no longer there.
I need a ruined mobile home.
My double wide is gone. I need somebody rescue. Like, I can't find my dog. Hey, look, it's their dog. It was under rubble. They pulled the dog out. Like those are just, check. Like you get those shots.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is sort of like the toy
aisle equivalent
story.
This
just feels like such a non-story to me. I really don't even know.
But it is an interesting conversation. I do think we need to be having these conversations about what messages we're sending to our kids when we say, "Oh, she's too scantily clad." Well, what does that really say to your daughters? How's your daughter supposed to feel when it's 100 degrees outside and she wants to wear a swimsuit out in a pool? Like, if scantily clad, it's an interesting conversation.
If you take away the chained choke collar,
exactly, without the chained choke collar, I would actually probably buy this action figure.
Really? So the chain choke collar is what's turning you off of this figure?
It's the slave.
It's not
angle
the outfit. It's the accessories. Is that what you're pissed off about?
I told you if it came with a dead Jabba, I would be on board.
That's true. But I mean, if you look at the Star Wars Rebels,
we have to have standards, people.
The Star Wars Rebels show that's on Disney XD right now. I mean, the very first episode was all about Wookiees being taken as slaves to work a spice mine. That's part of this universe.
But when you buy a Wookiee action figure, is it slave Wookiee action figure?
Well,
or
you have no Wookiees that are out there. Like we were talking about earlier, this is an iconic image. Again, I'm not trying to defend this. I think that there are better toys you can get. I'm just saying it's not appropriate. And you saying that the fact that it's a chain is the only thing turning you off, that is canon in the Star Wars universe, that there are slaves.
No. And I understand that. However, is the concept of slavery something we want our children playing with on the floor of their bedroom? Probably not.
Well, I mean, the first toy I bought my son was a Roots action figure set with Kunta Kinte with karate grip.
Like, come on.
All right, whatever.
Come on.
You could totally take like an old Geordie LaForge doll and turn it into Kunta Kinte with karate grip.
You totally could.
Internet. I am looking at you.
We're waiting.
This card is not big
a scary look. I don't think you should look at the internet like that. That's kind of frightening.
Oh, man.
All right, what's next?
So one of the other things, we've had a couple of comic book announcements that have come out this week that have been kind of exciting. I'm excited. I'm excited enough for all three of us. Marvel is releasing a series of variant covers that are a tribute to classic hip-hop albums. And at first, when I saw this idea, I was like, this is kind of dumb. How does this even make sense? And then I started looking at the covers, and I was like, actually, this is brilliant. I'm not entirely sure that it's communicated to me or the rest of the world properly how this meshes, but I don't care how it meshes. I want them. This one.
This one is good.
This one
This
is
good.
the best by far.
Oh, yeah, hands down. Hands down, this is the best one out there. I mean, you saying that you don't care whether it's relevant. I don't care that they exist. They just don't make any sense to me. I don't know why.
Well, you say that, but then you saw that one. You laughed. I saw you
I
laugh
laughed
at
at this,
one.
yes.
I
but
saw
why,
you laugh.
Why would
it's
they?
ODB.
Am I going to buy a variant
Rest in
cover of
peace.
Howard the Duck just because it's got the ODB
Are
record?
you?
No,
Am
I'm
I?
not.
Yes.
Are you really? So you're
I
part
will
of the
get
problem.
the Kamala Khan. I will get the Kamala. So here's the thing about variant covers, and this opens an interesting conversation. Now I get not a lot of variant covers, and I don't religiously buy variant covers, but I love variant covers, and there are a lot of comic book fans and retailers who feel very negatively about variant covers. And to me, the ones that I choose are based on art that I love. There was a ghost variant not too long ago of Sex Criminals #1 that like I have framed on my wall because it's just stunningly beautiful. And so, when I pick up variant covers, I pick it up based on art. Anytime Fiona Staples draws a variant cover, like I'm on it. There are some artists that I collect pretty religiously, but I know that there are negative feelings about variant covers.
That's mostly because of the 90s. I mean, the 90s just went so far overboard that it was 12 different variant colors, some with the Mylar, some with the embossed. What it was basically appealing to the worst OCD inclinations of the comic book fanboy. And it had nothing to do with art and everything to do with just unadulterated greed.
And, working in a comic book shop, like this is part of the reason that people come into comic book shops with a giant stack of comics and they're like, these are all my 90s comics. I'm about to be rich. And it's like, I hate to break it to you, buddy, but no, you're not.
I think so.
I have a $5 in-store credit for you for your giant tub.
Oh, wow,
of
you really have
90s
Rom the
comics.
Space Knight #10?
Whoa!
Like, so variant covers on the whole are part of the problem, but
My
really
question
like
is, who are they
clever
appealing to
stuff.
with these specific
With these, I don't
variant covers?
get.
Are they going after are they trying to bring in more hipsters that were really into, 80s and 90s,
De La Soul?
hip hop, big Fugees fans, or
I actually am really hoping for some sort of variant cover from the score.
You know what?
That's gonna tickle me pink.
I might be excited about a Public Enemy one. Throw some Public Enemy and I can
Missy
get into
Elliott,
that.
some
Missy
classic
Missy
Missy
Elliott might be
and
cool.
Salt and Pepper.
But I don't really, the Public Enemy cover, I know, that is so iconic to me because I love Public Enemy. But like Missy Elliott, I love Missy Elliott, and she's great. I don't know any covers.
Really?
Yeah.
Not even from the album with Super Duper Fly on it?
Clearly not.
Well,
or I
but
would-
all right, here's the other thing. What could be less relevant than an album cover?
Oh God, yes, so true, so true.
I mean, nobody collects there are no album covers anymore. Nobody
But you're
cares.
talking about an industry that makes a lot of its that rests a lot of its relevancy on nostalgia.
What industry?
Comics.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Comic
yeah,
books
but
are
I
so
know, I won't
nostalgia
argue with
for
that, but-
comics.
not just comics, old action figures, even action figures from TV shows,
Great.
toys, lunchboxes.
But how does this tie in with that? I don't see Lauryn Hill lunchboxes to be nostalgic about. I don't see De La Soul action figures
really like
out
a
there.
Lauryn Hill lunchbox.
That might be awesome. But what kind of nostalgia is there existing for these artists? There doesn't.
See, and this also caters to the folks who really like crossover art. I love crossover art. I would like to see Calvin and Hobbes entered into every fandom ever.
It already
this
is.
Kind of,
Just search for Calvin and Hobbes.
So this kind of plays to the same thing. I think it's really cool. I think it's really different. One of the statements that they released, a Marvel exec said that Marvel and hip hop have been very closely related, and they've kind of like danced alongside each other for years. There have been different hip hop artists that have made cameos in comics. I don't necessarily. I think it's more of like somebody from Marvel and somebody from a music company
That's
sat down,
more
had some
likely.
beers, and they were like, what would be awesome?
Yeah.
And then everybody else they pitched the idea to was
Makes-
like, what would be awesome? I agree.
Just because the RZA,
but-
did the music for Afro Samurai does not mean that hip hop and comic books and cartoons
No,
are
Marvel
inextricably
specifically.
intertwined. Well, Marvel
specifically,
It's
and I
not
think
like
this is more of
Stan
a
Lee has
behind the
been a
scenes
long
thing.
time. No, he hasn't.
No.
Can we get a Stan Lee rap battle in here? I'm just saying I need like 5 different dudes dressed as
I'm
Stan
pretty
Lee, or
sure-
girls dressed as Stan Lee, and a rap battle.
I am pretty
Stat.
sure that there's a rap battle of history with Stan Lee in it. I can't verify that, but off the top of my head, I think that there's a rap battle of
God,
history.
I hope
with
he's
Stan
rap
Lee.
battling Kirby, and I hope Kirby won.
That would sound like a thing that would happen. If it hasn't happened,
Please.
Rap Battles of History needs to get on that, or we just might do it ourselves. I will be Jack Kirby. She can be Stan Lee.
Okay.
What? Hell no. Oh, no.
I called it.
Hell
I called
no.
it. I
did
called
call
it.
it.
No,
I called it.
This is
Dibs.
not a
I
shotgun
called dibs.
situation.
Dibs rule applied.
Dibs rule.
That's so you're setting me up to fail.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you
I'm
are.
just setting myself up to
I
succeed.
just said I want Kirby to win the rap battle. I'm not even gonna try.
You're just
I'm
going
not
to
even gonna
stand there.
try.
Be
Special
like,
guest appearance,
what?
Ditko. I'm in.
All right, next topic.
I'm just rap lab. All right.
So ESPN will be featuring superheroes naked for their body issue.
Don't care. Ding.
So I do care. I do think this is kind of cool, especially like you've got She-Hulk. I think She-Hulk is particularly relevant. This kind of reminds me, somebody cracked a joke about, well, is this why they didn't greenlight Kevin Wada's swimsuit special? There's a swimsuit special that was pitched that was, had a lot of art by Kevin Wada that kind of got the axe that we were all really bummed about, because I don't know if we can get an image of that. I have an image of that up there. It should
Of
be
which one?
it should be swimsuits, I think.
This?
I don't know.
Yep, that.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, that.
Yes,
So
Kevin Wada stuff.
I'm wondering if this ESPN thing is why that got the axe. I don't think that's actually true.
No, it didn't get the
Also,
axe
by
from
the way, I
this.
would just like to throw out, I love you, Kevin Wada, but Robbie Reyes is 16. That does not look like a 16-year-old boy. Can we just have a conversation about that?
Now, what is
But
16?
anyway, I don't know, whatever. But this also reminds me of a campaign that was done a few years ago for breast cancer awareness, in which you saw several female superheroes doing the self-mammogram. So I always like to see superheroes promoting
Filling themselves up.
But yes,
That's
these
actually
things.
true for her. Yeah.
But also promoting body health or positive body image.
But I don't
and
see this
good
being
health.
that. I mean, this is an insert in a Sports Illustrated body issue with naked superheroes. ESPN, whichever one, whatever. ESPN body issue, whatever.
Until I get the Hulk prostate health.
Then
Anyway.
I'm
But
so on
there's-
board, man.
there's
Health
nothing
and
in
Actually, the
this.
MODOK one would be even
The
fun.
oh my God, MODOK prostate.
MODOK for prostate health.
Wow.
Internet. You must draw that.
Just
Seriously?
the amount of art we're asking the internet for is getting ridiculous.
We need
But
an
that's
artist
okay.
on staff.
We can ask.
All right, we can ask, yeah. But again, this isn't like they're putting this out there and being like, positive body image. It's an insert with them just being naked for their body issue. And they're not really, I don't see that this is being a big promotion. It's just Marvel trying to say, hey, we have strong people.
Well, at the end of the day, Marvel trying to get more attention for their movies and franchise is obviously
That's
the
it.
number one goal here.
Yeah, so I
get
don't even
that.
see a secondary goal.
I would like to
That was the
see.
Punisher.
Can we go back to that Punisher? So back in the day, I would like to see more of this in ESPN.
Yeah, that's.
Can
I'm
we
still
get-
trying to figure out the
can we get some
dinosaurs
Punisher
with the
swimsuit
bikinis in the
issue?
background. What is going on with the dinosaurs in the bikini running around in love with Punisher in his thong?
Hot dinosaurs.
I guess those dinosaurs.
How do you?
God.
Okay. And on that note,
Next topic.
I mean, we have nothing else to say about
next
this
topic.
because that.
I need a fan.
Come on,
So Lash is going to be in Agents of Shield.
more Agents of Shield stuff.
More
Yeah,
Agents
they
of
just
S.H.I.E.L.D.
talked about
stuff?
like the big villain next season being Lash.
See, and this is where I get to be Mark. I don't care. The reason
How
I
do you
don't
not
care,
care about Agents
the
of
reason I
S.H.I.E.L.D.?
don't care, I do care about Agents of Shield. But like every time they announce a new character or bring a new character in, it happens so frequently to me. It's just not really news. I'm like, okay, great, they're going to be on the show.
So the fact that they announced who the big bad in the following season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is not news, but the fact that Marvel's putting an insert with She-Hulk standing there, that's something we
We
got to
care
talk
about
about.
different
That's
things.
important.
We
Slave
care about
Leia
different
in
things.
a
That's all
toy
I'm
aisle.
saying.
Oh, we got to talk about
I'm just
that.
saying we care about
But
different
then-
things.
Oh,
It's okay for us
I
to care about
relevant
different things.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. Okay,
Oh.
all right.
We actually are
Shit
really
just
good
got
friends.
real.
She just
Believe
got-
it or not,
just got
we
real.
actually like each other. It's a
I have a cane. I have a bludgeon.
I know
Seriously.
you could. You could just bludgeon me to death.
I
with
will
your
hurt
cane.
you.
It's okay. You don't have to. You don't have to care about Agents of
I won't
S.H.I.E.L.D.
care until I actually like really get involved and see how they're going to portray the character. They're adapting so many things differently from comics to TV. And this isn't a character that I'm really invested in the comics either. So it's hard for me to care with just having one image.
See, I don't even think it's not a matter of the image. It's a matter of knowing the character. And I don't really know a lot about Lash, but I know that he
You
was
know enough to tell me that it's important versus
well, yeah, because he was
Don't care.
He was an Inhuman who decided that he would judge whether people were worthy of being Inhuman, and he would kill
all
them.
you had to say was Inhuman, and I don't care.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
nobody cares.
Your hate for the Inhumans.
Nobody cares.
My point is this character tells us how the next
the
season
queen
is
of
going
the
to play
Inhuman
out.
superpowers are hair.
You stop. Okay.
It says the woman
From
with
my
hair.
perspective,
You're
that is
well,
very
fine, but your superpower is
empowering.
my goddamn kryptonite because it just makes it impossible to put your microphone.
I think you
Mic
just had
on.
to pull my superhero,
Not to
my
mention-
superpower off of Mark's face. And
You did,
I
yeah.
did.
Shot a second
No,
You
ago.
did.
So.
Terrifying.
See, don't tell me hair is not powerful. My hair
It
got
is.
from there to there. How
Trying
did
to
that even
take you out
happen?
of a green screen? Phew,
Superpowers.
goodness.
I'm just saying.
Yes, no chroma key
Ridiculous.
can meet.
No.
Don't
Your
talk my shit
hair.
about Medusa.
It's ridiculous.
Imagine if I was Medusa.
Lash tells us that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that they are going to be dealing with having a guy that is killing people who have been exposed to Terrigen crystals through the fish. There. We know the plot of season 2 just based on the revelation of that character. That's news to me. We can move on now.
Good, because nobody cares.
I care.
Here we go.
So this is the thing that I care about that apparently no one else cares about. Okay, so Lady Gaga is going to be on American Horror Story. They released the teaser trailer. Look at that glove. Look at those gloves. Look at
That's
that.
it.
Look at
That's
them.
all there is.
She's so fabulous.
It's a
Everything
glove.
she wears.
That's it. Who cares? I don't understand.
I care so much
Oh.
because a fan actually did a fan-made trailer that took a bunch of images from Lady Gaga's videos and put it with
That's
the
all it
American
is.
Horror Story theme song. And this, especially after Coven, like the theme song to this show sends chills down my spine. Lady Gaga's imagery sends chills down my spine. The two are a match made in heaven. They're like kinky peanut butter and kinky jelly, and I like them together in the biggest kinky sandwich of American Horror Story. I'm so excited. I can't word. I am so excited that I cannot word.
I know. Okay, look. You're talking about whether we care about Lash being announced, but you are so excited about a glove coming into frame and hitting a bell.
That glove
That's
was
huge.
fabulous.
Yeah,
They're
I
so
love
pointy.
Gaga, but I don't care if her glove. That might not even be her hand.
I
That
frankly
could be
think
some insert
if it was
hand.
Michael Jackson's glove, it'd be far more terrifying.
Well, that's true. That is true.
This isn't the bell
Michael
at Disney
Jackson's
World.
glove. Did you go there? Did you go there? I went there.
It was implied. You didn't
I
have to.
get
You
it.
didn't have to
That's
be
true.
blatant.
You
It was
really didn't have
implied.
to.
Sorry. Oh, well, fine. I apologize. But no, I do. I care about the glove. And they're very clear about the fact that it is Lady Gaga.
Okay, no. They say that it's Lady Gaga. We know Lady Gaga is going to be in there.
I don't care whose hand is
Is
in Lady
this-
Gaga's glove. I don't care.
But
It's her glove. The glove belongs to her. All gloves belong to her unless otherwise
All
stated. All fabulous
gloves.
fashion accessories belong to Lady Gaga unless otherwise stated.
And, you know,
I'm
the-
pretty sure it's a legal thing somewhere.
The fan video
It's
that
small print somewhere.
okay, first of all, the fan video initially said like official trailer, which drives me crazy. If you're making a fan video, don't start putting official stuff on
Yeah,
the
Is
description.
there a
Don't
link,
do
is there a
that.
link out to that somewhere?
I don't remember. I think there is somewhere. It's on our doc.
Cool.
Yeah.
We'll put that out somewhere.
Anyway,
That's weird.
yeah, this video to me, he just took the weirdest imagery from her videos, which are bizarre, and I love them because of them being bizarre, and just put them to the music. Okay. Now, if you want to talk a fan video, talk about somebody that really took the time to cut things together and make it look like there's a narrative. This is just weird imagery with weird music, and you've got a glove, which may or may not be Lady Gaga's hand, hitting a bell. That's exciting? No. I win.
Okay, next
bet she
topic.
had to lube-
No, Mark won.
But she had to
Did you have to
lube
lube up to get in the glove?
He declared it. He won.
Well, nobody had anything to say.
Again,
so,
if
you
they
know.
use Lady Gaga's glove in the Modoc prostate health
Then-
video, then that's horrifying.
Again,
on
if it's a
every
glove,
level.
I
we
think it's
assume it's
interesting.
Lady Gaga's.
We just assume every glove.
And if it's a latex, it just brings it all full circle.
Brings it
And
all
he-
full circle.
Next topic.
There is an interlocking theme in this episode. So I am really excited about another comic book announcement that came out this week from San Diego Comic-Con. Ladykiller is back. For those of you who don't know, Ladykiller is basically the story of if Betty Draper were an assassin. And she's like trying to live this life where she's like keeping her home intact and being like the perfect Stepford wife, but also murdering people mercilessly. And I'm very into it. This comic was really good. If you haven't read it, you should totally check it out. But it's always really nice to see comics that you enjoy getting greenlit for a second project that they didn't expect to be able to do because people liked the first project so much.
I love this picture, by the way. I know nothing about the comic, but this is a great picture.
The artwork is fantastic. And a while back, we did an interview with the guy who writes this comic and also a comic called Madame Frankenstein. He does this really good job of writing these stories that are very feminist and very empowering to women, but not like in a like propaganda in your face kind of way, which I feel like a lot of people try to do, like anytime someone tries to write something, not anytime someone tries to write something feminist, but we can also often fall.
So basically he just writes
victim
good
to-
characters.
He just writes good characters. I think I'm talking myself in a circle here,
You are.
but he does write really good characters, and we didn't get a lot of comic book news out of San Diego Comic-Con, and I feel like the comic book news that comes out of that convention struggles just to compete with all of the entertainment news, and this actually got me more excited than half the trailers that came out.
See, I will say
For
when
San
you
Diego
first
Comic-Con.
put this on the list to talk about, I was like, I don't care. I don't know this book.
You don't
But
care about anything
well,
I
no,
care about.
Would you give me a second? I'm trying to defend you here, woman. You made just what you said. You said that comic book news really does struggle to get out, and you're absolutely right. Like news about comics struggles to get out of Comic-Con because there's so much other big, huge stuff coming out. So having said that, this makes sense to me. You've got a creator with a small title that's so successful, he gets another pickup. I get it. I don't know this story, but I am interested, and you have a very good point about this one. So maybe I'll check this one out.
You should check it out, and I definitely highly recommend everyone check it out. It's a really, really good read, and it's another one of those reads that kind of proves that the landscape of storytelling in comics is changing. We're shifting a little bit, we're not shifting away from superheroes per se, but we're telling a lot more well-rounded, a lot more, broader stories and subject content. And those stories are gaining power and momentum, and that to me is really is really kick-ass, because in years from now we're going to look back on a time when all of these different kinds of comics and the comics industry was growing and changing, and I think that's super exciting.
And I got to say, most of my favorite comics are actually not superhero comics.
Yeah.
Like Why the Last Man?
Not a superhero comic.
Not a superhero comic, and one of the best things like ever.
Yeah.
Love it. So I'm on board. I can read all these things.
I'm
It's
into
cool.
it. All right, now we can talk about the thing you care about the very most.
Oh, this was fun. This was fun. I don't know if anybody else cares about this, but there was a trailer released for the Chronicles of Shannara, which I didn't even know was a thing. Doing some research, apparently the rights were given years ago, and they've been developing this for MTV. I had no idea what this was even happening, and then they throw out this trailer for MTV, which looks great. The effects looks great. The world looks great. I'm really excited about it. For those of you who don't know, Shannara is a book. It's been out for 40 years. This has been a series that started in like 1977, and the latest issue came out in 2013, I think, something like that. It's this really cool story, and as a kid growing up, I read the crap out of these books. To the point, I'll tell you right now, it's not a secret from this trailer. When they revealed that this fantasy world I was reading about was actually like our modern world, post-apocalyptic kind of thing, it blew my brain as a kid. I was like, that can be a thing? Oh my God, I love that. Jon Favreau is producing with a couple of producers
love him.
from Smallville.
Dude got fat. Just saying.
Always boiling it down to the most important stuff.
I love Jon Favreau, actually. I absolutely adore him.
You got a thing for fatties.
I have a thing for everything.
Yeah, fair enough.
That is very clear.
Equal
Danny's-
opportunity.
Again, I was a fat kid. I'm allowed to say things like that. You not allowed.
But
to.
she has a
opportunity.
thing.
But I have
so
a
she
thing.
can,
I find her thing objectifies fatties.
I don't even
don't
know how to
think-
respond.
We are
think of
more
any
than
of
our
you as
we are
objects.
more than our BMI.
Oh,
BTW.
yes. There goes my great excitement about Shannara really dissolved down to the
It
objectification
looks
of
absolutely
BMIs.
beautiful,
look good.
though.
It looks spectacular. The fact that MTV is throwing this kind of stuff out, we really need to just accept the fact that MTV is no longer a music network and just call it what it is. They
MTV
just do
Geek
other
should
stuff.
I am of the personal opinion that MTV Geek on the whole should just bulldoze over everything that MTV ever is, was, or could be, and just take it over.
You know
That
the
is some
guy
of
who
the most
actually-
relevant stuff that's coming out in the geek community and for MTV.
The guy who helped launch MTV Geek actually works down the street and is going to come in and probably do some
Oh, great.
guest appearances.
Oh, we
That
need to talk to him for
would
sure.
be wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
That would be amazing.
Okay, I'm
Sure.
going to. My mind is imploding right now. Would anyone like to take on this said last topic?
I don't even know the last. I dropped my card, so I don't know what it
It's
is.
this.
Drunk Muppets.
Watch Shannara. Watch Shannara. Read the books too, because the books are awesome. I grew up with these books. I'm super excited about it.
Do it.
Oh yeah, we did.
So, our last topic of the day.
It ain't easy being green. Where there's a drunk Muppet show coming out.
So there's a new. I guess they're talking about a new Muppet movie.
It's not a movie. It's a series.
Oh, it's a series.
It's a series. Yeah, and basically the pitch on this is that there's an alcoholic detective solving the murders of teen Hollywood stars. The drunk detective is a Muppet. That's right. They're going to have Muppets in there. This is not the drunk detective. I saw a picture of it somewhere, but I couldn't find it before we went on air.
Yeah, this
over
is just
here.
what we Google image found when we Google image searched drunk Muppets.
Drunk Muppets.
And that was the first thing that came up, and we were like, that's
I
a
wouldn't
winner.
suggest doing that at home because there's some weird things that come up when you search that. But we did find this one.
I would suggest it.
Yeah, that's a thing we would suggest. Long story short, this is a thing. I'm excited about it because just the concept of the drunk detective who's grizzled but is a Muppet solving the murders of teen Hollywood stars just sounds spectacular to me.
It actually sort of feels like this generation's Who Framed Roger Rabbit to me.
I feel like it would be a lot darker than that.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit was super dark.
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't say it's super dark, really and truly. I mean, compare it to like this feels
Go
like
back
a True
and watch
Detective.
it as an adult.
I've watched
It's got
it,
moments.
but compare it to True Detective. Is it darker than
His
True
wife
Detective?
Roger's wife is being blackmailed into sex to protect her husband. Christopher Lloyd is a cartoon character who's bent on the genocide of his own people and then pulls
It's
off his
dark as
face
hell.
and has daggers his eyes. That shit, they dip people, they kill the shoe.
They
They
killed
did
the
kill the
shoe.
They
shoe.
dipped
That
the
is
shoe.
sad.
So
You're right.
dark.
You're right.
And the main
You're right.
drunken detective's brother is dead because someone dropped a piano. Well, Christopher Lloyd dropped a piano on his head. That's some
right.
dark shit.
I actually do really feel like this is the Jim Henson version of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Like, I'm excited. I'm in. I'm sold.
I'm in as well, but I'm still not sure that I buy the Roger Rabbit comparison. I get it. Roger Rabbit was dark. I get it. There's some real disturbing imagery in there. But it was still presented as such that it was like a campy slapstick cartoon kind of thing. I don't feel like that's what they're going with here. They're not going to do like slapstick, hey, Fozzie Bear's coming in to do some questioning kind of thing. This feels like it's
You don't
gonna
know
be-
that.
I don't know that. If Fozzie Bear comes in.
Drunk Fozzie
and
Bear
is
for the win.
Drunk Fozzie Bear as a detective, I'm in.
I mean, otherwise you're just talking. I mean, are you basically talking it's Ted but noir?
Ted Noir.
God.
That could be a thing. I
No.
hope not, though. I haven't seen
No.
Ted, but I heard it's horrible.
I didn't mind Ted.
Really? Did you see Ted too?
I like Seth MacFarlane. I enjoy that
Seth
humor.
MacFarlane.
I like. I could go either way. I like Seth.
We know.
It's just a running joke now. It's like every day we
Well,
have
I mean, don't
to.
set me up that way if you don't expect me to, you know,
I mean,
honestly.
Oh.
Next topic.
All right.
I don't
so
think I have
the
any.
video
Do we
of the
have any?
week. The video.
Oh, the video of the week.
has changed my life for the better.
When
I'm a
I
better
saw
person
this-
because of this.
oh my God. Ladybaby is just amazing. For those of you who have not experienced any of the Japanese metal music that's coming out, this right here is
fucking good.
spectacular. You guys have got to check out Ladybaby. It is, if you watch baby metal, if you're familiar with baby metal at all, just take that to the next logical conclusion and put one of the bearded metal guys in one of those schoolgirl skirts in front of the band. It's
There are
amazing.
so many things that I love about this. First of all, the whole little girls making metal music and doing it their way, like very exclusively, like, yeah, we're little girls, yeah, we rock hard, and no, we're not going to change anything about all of the little girl stuff we like in order to rock hard is super awesome. Then you take this super metal guy and put him in the schoolgirl outfit, and he's like, okay, well, if you can own metal, I can own the schoolgirl outfit, and they all do. Everyone owns in this
Oh,
video.
when he starts dancing with everybody at the end and all the choreographed dance that they do, it
Everyone
is so
owns.
spectacular. It is just, there he is. Oh my God, come on, people. If that's not gold, I don't know what
just-
is.
You know, my thing for boys in dresses aside, this is amazing.
Yes, this is just amazing.
You nuke a country twice, and they get all kinds of weird.
I don't even know how to respond to your things sometimes, Josh. Sometimes you say things, I'm just like, I got nothing for that. I got nothing for that.
And then I think it's okay to say incredibly appropriate things, and then I do it, and
And
then
then-
next you know Mark's going to be doing it.
I'm just like,
Mark is the straight man.
I am the straight man on this show. It's just what I am. That's okay. I play my role.
I just
This makes my brain hurt.
If
Yeah,
I'm-
if you have not heard the song, this is like a song I would like be jamming in my car, turning
Yeah,
it up,
totally.
windows rolled down, rolling through East Austin, bam, it would be great.
I actually really like Japanese metal.
I like
so-
baby metal. Again, another one.
I like baby metal. Maximum the Hormone kind of wins my
Oh,
heart.
I haven't done that one.
Maximum the Hormone's really great. It's not
Maximum
little
the
girls. They're just like really good
Yeah,
Japanese metal.
I-
But I do have a great love for Japanese metal, actually.
my war crime joke aside, I actually have a great deal of affection for Japanese culture in general because I actually studied Japanese literature back in college.
The more you know.
In translation, I don't speak Japanese.
I was about to say, if you speak Japanese, you haven't. Oh.
But they're the ultimate edge culture. They're the ultimate culture that is adept at taking cultural tropes from other societies, taking them into themselves, and then making them inherently Japanese. They did. I mean, to the extent they did it with the written language of Chinese, they took and appropriated and made Japanese. I mean, they are just incredibly adept at cultural appropriation, but in a good way.
I could definitely see that, and especially like I have just started getting into anime and manga in the last year, and I can definitely see how a lot of the tropes are just like really over the top, and it takes some time. It's almost like an acquired taste. Like it takes some time. You have to get into it. You have to be willing to take the time to like look into it and understand it and say, oh, okay, like Kill la Kill. The first time I tried watching Kill la Kill, I was like, this is horrible. This is just like fan service after fan service. And then you go back and watch it after you really understand the concept of fan service, and you realize that it's fan service that makes fun of fan service at the same time, and then it becomes very brilliant. Like it's all about context. It's all about.
2 questions. Have you read Ranma 1/2?
No.
Ooh, watched
I've seen some. I've watched it, some of it, and I find it just absolutely
freaking love
adorable.
Ranma. And the second question: have you seen Paranoia Agent?
No.
I've got some good anime that'll like.
We'll talk.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm doing this because I have nothing to add to this conversation.
That's fine.
I watch Attack on Titan. Hey,
Just sit there quietly.
All right.
I
can sing the Attack on
will
Titan
never
song.
sleep
I have it
again.
on my phone. I can even play it.
Titans is pretty messed up. I enjoyed that.
I can't. The biting people. I
It's
can't.
good stuff.
amazing.
All right. And on that note, Danny, take us home.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us for Dot Geek this week. Be sure to tune in next week. We do this every Monday and Wednesday. Our times may change. We'll tell you if they do. But we do this every Monday, Wednesday for now. And if you have any news that you want us to cover, to talk about, keep up with us. You can find us on Twitter. You can also find us on YouTube. We're going to post this on YouTube. Be back on Twitch. You can leave comments. You can interact with us there. We'll say nice things to you.
Well, Josh will, because we're actually not able to do that. But Josh will say nice things to you.
I'm not preventing you from having your phone in front of you. I mean,
yeah, but then it'd be like doing this, and there's nothing fun about just like, that's cool.
Yeah,
cool.
Fair enough. And on that note, Will, take us home.
We're out, you guys. Bye, 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 bye.